Welcome to Currently Kirkland. I'm Connie Terman. In this episode, we look back on 2015, look forward into 2016, and share some sights and sounds of the holiday season. As 2015 comes to a close, Currently Kirkland sat down with City Manager Kurt Triplett to ask about the city's many successes, challenges, and celebrations that were all part of the city's adopted work program.
2015 was a pretty amazing both planning and implementation year for the city. A lot of big discussions with the community about particularly Kirkland 2035. What do we want to see the city like in 20 years? So spent a lot of time wrapping up our comprehensive plan, getting a brand new vision for the city, which was great about that was that the same vision that people have today is what they want to see the city like in 2035, which is a livable, walkable, green, and sustainable community. The City Council has really taken that to heart, and when we were doing our capital improvement plan this year, we really made a major down payment on that livable, walkable, green, and connected community.
Many residents were engaged with the city in the Kirkland 2035 campaign, which resulted in the adoption of Kirkland's Comprehensive Plan Update, Transportation Master Plan, Cross-Kirkland Corridor Master Plan, the Parks Recreation and Open Space Plan, and other long-range plans. One huge success this year was the opening of the 5.75-mile Cross-Kirkland Corridor, or CKC, interim trail. Having public access to the CKC sooner rather than later was intentional on the city's part and has proven to be well received by the community.
Yeah, one of the events we're most proud of is that this January we had the grand opening of the finished Cross-Kirkland Corridor interim trail, which is our crushed gravel path that stretches from the bottom of the city all the way up to Totem Lake. It's been extraordinarily successful. We see people of all ages walking on it. People really love it. And we're very excited by how much it's been accepted and really used.
In keeping with the vision of the CKC Master Plan as a multimodal transportation corridor, city officials are engaging the community about a ballot measure that could, if approved by voters, bring high-capacity transit to the CKC. In November 2016, regional voters can voice their opinion on the Sound Transit 3 ballot measure, which seeks to fund expansion of mass transit in the region. Kirkland officials want any transit alternative proposed for the CKC to be compatible with the community's values and the master plan's goals.
And so I think having a conversation with Sound Transit for their 2016 ballot measure to ensure that any ballot measure does provide significant service to Kirkland to help us with our congestion issue. That conversation with our community and Sound Transit, I think, is going to be one of the biggest challenges of 2016.
In mid-2015, the City Council passed legislation to enable the redevelopment of 2 mixed-use projects, Kirkland Park Place, now called Kirkland Urban, and Totem Lake Mall, now called Village at Totem Lake. These projects are moving through the Design Review Board, and groundbreakings should occur in early 2016.
From a city standpoint, the revenue that they're going to generate when they're completed is going to be critical for us by 2021, when our annexation sales tax credit from the state expires and we need to find another $4 million in revenue. So the revenue that will be generated by those new retail centers and the employees who work in the office space and the residents who will live in the apartments is going to be really critical to our economic success. So having those 2 start is just a real boon for the city, and we're very excited to watch those projects go up.
A community celebration was held for the reopening of Parklane, an example of Kirkland's vision to be walkable, vibrant, and green that has become a reality. The updated street and space allow people to come together and interact in new ways.
It's really a great example of what Kirkland is and what it's going to continue to be, is that kind of a city where infrastructure brings community together.
Adding to Kirkland's livability and walkability is the renovation of the 85th Street corridor. Final touches are being made to this ambitious project that includes coordinated streetscape facilities that provide for a safe and pleasant experience for pedestrians, drivers, bicyclists, and transit riders. The investments will allow the area to grow as an important commercial center. An important part of integrating Kirkland's annexation residents in 2011 has been to improve fire and emergency medical service response times.
Public safety is one of our top priorities, police, fire, EMS. And this council has really prioritized that, both with financial commitments and policy commitments. And so the City Council adopted a series of resolutions that will really establish a foundation for better response times in the North End. So we'll be buying and building a new station near the Juanita area on 100th and 132nd. We'll be buying and building a new Station 27, which is really the workhorse station near Kingsgate.
Another need to meet the additional population growth from the annexation was to renovate City Hall to better serve more customers. Although roof work started in late 2015, the major push on interior upgrades starts in February 2016 and should be finished around October. Most notable changes will be a dedicated customer service counter and permit center.
There will be some dust and noise. We're going to do the best we can to make sure we continue to provide excellent service to the public, but there will be a lot of times where people will encounter a little more challenging situations coming into City Hall than we would like. But I think when they see the finished product, which will probably be sometime around September, October of 2016, they'll be very happy with the upgrades that we're providing.
One item that was a carryover from the previously adopted work program was to find a replacement facility for the Juanita Aquatic Center, which is expected to close in 2017. After a comprehensive siting study that included extensive community outreach, the City Council put a ballot measure to Kirkland voters on a funding method for the proposed Kirkland Aquatics Recreation and Community Center. Proposition 1 did not pass in the recent November election.
You know, the City Council fulfilled its commitment to give them an opportunity to vote, and at this point the voters have said no, and I think the Council's going to assess that and respect that, and probably be a while before we see another aquatic center proposed, but at the same time it's still a real need, so the city's going to always have to think about how they might meet that need eventually.
Also on the work program is the siting of a permanent East Side women's shelter in Kirkland. Although most of the successes in 2015 are more apparent to Kirkland residents, 2 work program items are being implemented internally. The Healthy Kirkland initiative, launched in April, is reducing the city's current medical trends while providing employees with high-quality healthcare options.
The goal of our Healthy Kirkland plan was to make employees healthier, but also to slow the increase in healthcare costs. Our goal when we started was to reduce costs from 10% a year to hopefully reaching something like 3% a year in our increases. The fabulous news is that our plan actually resulted in us getting a 4.5% decrease for 2016.
The city is also implementing an email archiving system that allows for more transparency of public records while reducing the cost and complexity of storing data. So what can residents look for in 2016? Kirk Triplett has this to say.
What I think the city is really going to see is that we're not just going to have these plans sitting on the shelf, we actually implement them. And they're going to see a lot of great things happen that's going to really create that livable, walkable, connected, and vibrant community that they've asked us to deliver. So I think that's what I'm excited about 2016. It's really going to be the year of implementation. So you're going to see a lot of upgrades and improvements in parks, especially our waterfront parks with our docks, coming out of our newly adopted Parks, Recreation, Open Space Plan. You're going to see major investments in sidewalks. You know, school walk route sidewalks are going to get built starting in 2016 and beyond. We have millions of dollars in our capital improvement projects for that.
The City Council adopts the work program as part of adopting the biennial budget. For a copy of the work program, go to kirklandwa.gov and search City Work Program. We dedicated this episode as a year in review. On a personal note, this is my last show anchoring Currently Kirkland, as I'm embarking on a new endeavor. For 7 years, I've reported on people who make Kirkland unique, shared in the excitement of Kirkland growing, and had the opportunity to be on location at many community celebrations. Kirkland is a special place to be any time of year, but my favorite is the winter holiday season, so I leave you with some sights and sounds of holiday happenings. Happy holidays from me and the Currently Kirkland team.
When we finally kiss goodnight, and how I hate going out in the storm, but if you really hold me so tight, all the way home I'll be nice and warm. The fire is slowly dying, and my tears were still goodbying, but as long as 'cause you love me so. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow, snow, snow. Happy holiday, happy holiday, may the merry bells keep ringing, may your every wish come true, come true. Happy
Currently Kirkland can be in the palm of your hand. Subscribe to Kirkland Television on YouTube. We air on KGov and KLife. Send us your news tips, story ideas, and suggestions to kirklandtv@kirklandwa.gov. Thanks for watching.